I want to look at Andrew Wilson and Daniel Haqiqatjou. I must warn everybody that this debate became very explicit. There was some really offensive language and all that. So, for all those who cannot handle offensive language and who may start crying, please be warned about it. For all those who have kids around, please be warned about it. Let's have a look at this.
The reason Islam makes worse societies is because they have a doctrine for cousin marriage. Now, notice Daniel didn't say, no, you can't fuck your first cousin and marry her. No. He didn't say that because he probably believes that you should. He probably believes it's fine. He probably believes something about like it protects inheritance or something like this, right?
Christians are also at the mercy of the same kind of IQ fetishists who want to transform the human race. Wake up, Andrew, wake up. Stop this stupid argument. 30 more minutes of Andrew saying that Muslims are dumb. Okay, that's great. I'll try to be more substantive. I'll try to be more substantive than that. So just listen to this.
Thank you so much for your kindness. Thank you guys for being here. If you guys aren't excited for this one, I don't know what's going to do it. I am thrilled for this debate. It's going to blow your mind.
James is always thrilled.
It's going to melt faces off. So thank you for being here. Buckle up. We are getting started. So, as you know, the debate is Christianity or Islam, which is best for society. Before we jump into that, though, what I want to do is introduce our sponsor who helps make this possible, as these events are very difficult to pull off. But we are proud to have, as our sponsor, Main First Project, as they, similar to modern day, care about free speech and fair debates. We're thrilled to have...
Okay, skip this. Skip this. They don't pay me with it. They don't pay me for this, so skip it. All right, let's hear Daniel.
Yes.
No, I want this to be a civil debate because right now there's a massive Zionist campaign to generate as much hostility between Muslims and Christians as possible. If I can say something nice about Andrew, I respect him for not being a shill for Israel. I think we can be civil, but also very critical of each other's religions without it turning vicious. The only ones who benefit from a Muslim-Christian civil war right now is Israel.
The hell? How does Israel benefit from that? How in the world does Israel benefit from that? Oh, wait a minute. David wants to join. All right. David's going to join in a second.
Which is stoking hate so that they can continue their genocide of both Muslim and Christian Palestinians while they bleed America dry. Let's keep...
Now, here's the funny thing. The only side that would actually, so here is the thing. This guy and others like this guy often claim that if we Christians and Muslims fight, then Israel will benefit from this. There's only one such thing going on here. Muslims keep talking about Israel because they want to distract the world from their own advances to taking over the West. That's it. If everybody keeps focusing on Israel, if everybody keeps talking about Israel, then people will talk less about the fact that Muslims are invading and taking over the West. It's working. It's brilliantly working right now. So many of the anti-Islam people keep talking about Israel right now and therefore are distracted from the fact that the Muslims just keep taking more and more and more and more and more. That's that.
Keep that larger context in mind. So the first slide, which is best for society, Islam or Christianity? Next slide. The answer depends on which standard we use to judge. Traditional or secular liberal values. Traditional values include belief in God, prayer, marriage, and gender roles, opposition to degeneracy, and commitment.
Now, the funny thing is that this entire opening statement by Daniel Haqiqatjou becomes completely useless and irrelevant as soon as as soon as Andrew Wilson starts speaking, because it all then focuses on the one thing that Andrew says throughout the entire debate, and Daniel walks right into it and can never get out of it. It's just,
Andrew's good at that, man. Hey guys, for anyone who missed it, back this was like what, a year or two ago, but he was debating Muslim Lantern on Muhammad's relationship with Aisha, and Muslim Lantern's position was, yes, Muhammad had sex with a 9-year-old girl, but it didn't harm her. And so Andrew said, well, I've got the research here. It shows that the length of the vaginal canal of a 9-year-old girl is 2 inches. And therefore, if Muhammad didn't harm her, he must have had a penis approximately 1.8 inches or smaller. And what made it, oh yeah, so it's hilarious because he's like got visual aids, and he's like, in this lipstick tube, which chapstick tube or whatever, he's got these visual aids for everything. And then the funniest part was Sneeko trying to not burst out laughing the entire time because he's trying to be a good Muslim. And yeah, that was classic Andrew Wilson. But it's the same thing. He'll pull out, he'll use some argument, and
He said pull out.
it's over. It's already over.
Yeah, he'll pull out, but not in the Zut sense.
Yeah. All right.
To nation and shared culture. Secular liberal values include.
Honestly, I don't even want to listen to his opening statement because it's completely irrelevant.
Yeah, go to Wilson's opening statement. I mean, honestly, because this whole opening statement, Daniel wasted so much time because he didn't use any of this. It was irrelevant. And the funny thing is, you see on that list, marriage, like he used that again. Wilson used that against him in his genius because, yeah, you guys value marriage to your first cousins. Like,
Oh yeah, let's
the secular idea of progress. This happens because traditional values are based on duties. Preserving religion requires imposing duties on people to worship. Preserving family requires imposing duties, limiting sexual freedom, and providing care for children and the elderly. Preserving a nation requires duties to uphold shared norms, honor national symbols, or limit immigration. So preserving traditional values necessitates all these duties. The problem is duties are hard work requiring personal sacrifice. Because of this, duties necessarily restrict individual liberties while also generating inequality and discrimination. This is a problem for secular liberalism, which strives to free people burdened by duties. So the secular liberal system.
Why does he keep saying duty, man? What is this? Okay, so Christian solutions ban OF, prayer in school, no trans kids. Islamic solutions, paradigm shift of Sharia, strengthening duties, principle rejection of liberal progress, and so on. Anyway, who cares?
Dehumanization.
Thank you very much for that opening from Daniel.
People clapped.
they're
Two people.
polite, yes.
I've got the
Pretty polite.
timer set for you, Andrew, on your first word.
AP, how many Muslims showed
Good
up?
job, man.
Hey, Isa is here. Isa Kabir. Hey, fam. We were there and saw all the craziness. I think we almost all felt bad for Dan, the man. Being
Sure
simple and
did, yeah.
focusing on one point is really strong. Hey, didn't you? Weren't you alone with Dan Haqiqatjou in an elevator? IP.
Okay, so yeah. I went up to my room to floss, and then I was gonna go to the 4th floor to get AP. He'd already gone down, I didn't know. But I come around the corner, and there's Daniel staring at his phone, and I just stood there and waited for him to look up. And he looked at me and went, "Oh." I'm like, "What's up, man?" He's like, "I'm like, you're still here? I thought you would have left by now." He's like, "Well, no, when I originally booked everything, I thought I'd be here for 2 days, but then A-Puss turned down my debate topic, and so did you." And I'm like, "Yeah, well, you turned down the 4 debate topics I suggested, and I turned your 1 down, basically." He's like, "Yeah, well, your 4 different topics were boring." And I'm like, "Yeah, so was yours." And then he made some comment about, "You think debating Christian love, if that's important, is boring?" I'm like, "Yeah, I didn't even want to debate with him because I'm like, this is stupid." But then we got in the elevator and didn't say anything. I got off on the 4th floor, but I was like, that was so awkward. He just, I don't know. He was in civilian clothes. I think he was going to the gym because we didn't see him at all at any more of the debates. He basically went to the Wilson debate, got crushed, and then went to his room for another day and did
I mean,
nothing.
it was a horrible thing, and everybody was laughing about him after the debate. So it was probably wise of him not to be seen anywhere.
It
so.
was.
Well,
Andrew,
fortunately, none of this was recorded, so no one else will ever know about it. Can you imagine if there was a record of the things he said?
that would be so horrible. Yes.
The funny thing is that there was a time where he was like, oh, Puth wants to debate me, but I will never debate him. He can just keep crying. And then after I debated him about the whole Israel-Palestine issue, or Israel-Hamas thing last year, he suddenly started challenging me to debates again because he wants revenge because it went so poorly for him. And now he's upset because I don't debate him anymore.
No, that's true. I mean, it's the same thing I've been saying with the Dawa guys. Not lasting long. You know what I mean? Every Dawa guy comes out and he's got his new way of doing things, his new way of tricking people, and it will work for a while. And then people catch on to it, and then it stops working, and they don't know what to do, and they start scrambling around and flailing for attention. That's where Daniel's at right now. So he came out with his, namely, he'll cite 27 studies in his opening statement. No one's read those 27 studies, and they take his word for it. It sounds like all these scholars agree with him and so on. That fell apart when he debated IP, who went ahead and read all this stuff, and then the cat was out of the bag. He completely misrepresents, doesn't understand, or just flat out lies about what's in the sources. So he was exposed, and then AP spanked him, and it's just been loss after loss for him after that. So
I didn't spank him.
No, not in the zit sense.
Yeah.
AP spanked his bare bottom, and he has never recovered.
Dude, I mean, and you had him like last month he debated Avery and he pulled out a verse. They were debating the Islamic dilemma, and he pulled out a verse we use for the Islamic dilemma to try to refute it. And Avery, God Logic, had a field day with him. Like, you just cited a verse that we use and just like tore him to pieces on that. So he's just man, he's had a really
it's so weird. So
time.
despite the fact that Dawa guys don't last long, he just thinks he can pull out something and slide it in there and achieve something, but it doesn't work. Yeah.
No comment.
The fun thing about debate is you get to actually get in the mind of your opponent.
Not the zoo.
What? What happened? Oh. The fun thing about debate is you get to actually get in the mind of your opponent. You get to study and dissect the things that they say and believe. After watching Daniel for hours, a few things became obvious. The first, he's a far better Muslim apologist than I am a Christian apologist, that's for sure. But he's far weaker on politics than myself and the nature of the world. The second is that he's an above average debater, but he ain't quite God tier. See, if I were Daniel and fighting from his worldview, I'd point out Christianity is fractured and weak, that Christianity is totally incapable of fighting back against the degeneracy of our time. Its impotence has led to social categories of degeneracy at levels nobody could have predicted, especially with the advent of the internet. I would point out Muslim societies don't work that way, that Muslims have feminism and degens under control, that everything in modern day Christians in the West are fighting for against degeneracy, Islam has already achieved in their lands. That's what I would do if I were Daniel. When talking about which is better for society, Islam or Christianity, this becomes a powerful argument. But I'd go a step further if I were Daniel. I'd also say my opponent will argue like an atheist progressive, that Andrew Wilson, the guy who promotes anti-feminist and egalitarian doctrine, is going to sit up here and act like an egalitarian progressive and cry about Islam being mean to the women and cry about Islam not being very nice to the gays. Well, you were fucking wrong. Sadly for Daniel, while this tactic would normally be effective against a sewing circle Christian, I'm not part of that cast, sir. Now, let me get into my argument for why Christianity makes better societies than Islam, and it's pretty simple. Islamic societies breed an inbred population. Next slide, please.
He literally just went right into that. I thought it was like a point that came up or something like that.
No,
it was his entire thing, man. It was his entire thing, and he prepared this, and so he also explained it to us later on. Actually, he and a guy who works with him, with whom he prepares, we were talking to them, and he explained to us how he had it set in his mind that he's going to present this argument and Daniel is going to be trapped by it. And the other guy thought, I'm not sure if it's going to work. And Andrew was like, it is going to work. So, and it worked. Andrew made it work. He brought this topic and Daniel was completely trapped. He had no idea what to do.
Yeah, I wrote down time markers. So we play a little bit of Andrew. I can show you where you see Daniel's brain breaking.
Muslim inbreeding has been occurring at a high rate for about 1,400 years since the early Islamic period, encompassing most of the land still occupied by Islam today. It spread from the 8th to the 15th century, moved into Persia, North Africa, South Asia, where it remains and has created some of the dumbest fucking human beings on planet Earth. The most common type of inbreeding is first cousin marriage. The rates of first cousin marriage in comparison to Christian nations is staggeringly high, even in comparison to regions occupied by Arab Christians. When a nation has both Christians and Muslims, Muslims are often double or higher than Christians. Example, India, Lebanon. Next slide, please.
Why didn't they put his slides on the screen, man? They
I
put
don't know.
Daniel's thing on the screen, but they didn't put his slides on the screen.
Andrew probably didn't get him to them in time, and they wanted to get this up. This is a popular debate, but Daniel probably got his slides over, and Andrew's busy. He's got a bunch of stuff he's doing right now.
And he also, I think,
someone should get Andrew's slides and then post this debate with his slides in there.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think they might do that
maybe
on his
he'll-
channel.
yeah, he might do it on his channel. Yeah, that'd be good.
He also explained that he prepared all of this in a very short time. So he might have.
Yeah, I
just
talked to him
updated-
like a week before the debate. I was like, "What's your strategy?" He's like, "I don't know. Send me whatever you got." So I sent him a couple papers. He didn't use them. He didn't need them, so it's fine, man. I mean, this was powerful stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess that helps us understand Andrew's method a little bit. He's like, maybe he asked people for some input, not in the Zoot sense, but asked people for some input. He's like, "Hey, IP, why don't you send me some stuff and this and that?" And then he has to think about it. And so IP's like, "Here, check out all these papers. This is powerful stuff." And then one of his other buddies like, "Hey, why do they keep banging their cousins, man? They keep banging their cousins." And Andrew's like, "Oh, that's solid.
Bingo.
That's solid. I'm just gonna go with that one because they don't have to nerd out with all these papers and
So
stuff."
one of the graphics that he had there was included this, which is cousin marriage by country, put on a map. So you can see here very, very clearly that there is a high correlation between cousin marriage and Islam. That cousin marriage is especially high in Pakistan, but I think in Pakistan it's like over 60% or something. But it is only high in Muslim countries, and even in a country where there are Christians and Muslims living together, the Muslims in the same environment always have much higher rates of cousin marriage than the Christians, for example. So there is just something about Islam and cousin marriage, which is beautiful.
Mhm.
Muslim inbreeding. Oh, sorry about that. Pakistan at 65%. 65%, meaning more likely than not, you're having sex with your cousin, and if you're not, you're the weird one. Okay? For the low IQ members of MDD, that means these people are more likely than not having sex with their aunts or uncles' children. Saudi Arabia, 50 to 58%, with an average 76 IQ. Who would have thunk it? UAE, 54%, 82 IQ. The crown jewel of the Arab world, you are more likely than not to be banging your first cousin. Iran, 40%, 80 IQ. Yemen, 45%, 62.9 IQ. Qatar, 30%, 80.8 IQ. Now, we're
You can see that on Haqiqatjou getting in trouble here.
0.8 IQ. Now, we're going to continue, right? Oman, 36%, 78. Syria, 39%, 74 IQ. Turkey, 25%, 86 IQ. Jordan, 32%, 80 IQ. Egypt, 32%, 76 IQ. It goes on and on and on, and it just never gets better. Next slide, please. Thank you. Compared to Christian countries, let's take a look. Usually less than 1%.
Based.
Now, I wonder why Christians build better societies, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let's keep going. We want to pull up the slide here. Moving right along. As countries become more Christian, inbreeding declines. Right? We can see this from church intervention in Spain. 20 to 30% post-Reconquista Catholic Church banned cousin marriages for commoners. Papal dispensations sold for royals. Italy, similar high rates in the medieval period. The church enforced bans over the century. France, high medieval. Canon law prohibited marriage within 4 degrees of relation. Modern Western Europe, it's not just the cultural norm, but let me tell you exactly how much of a cultural norm it is. Even in European nations where marrying your first cousin is legal, they don't do it because of the ecclesiology. Isn't that wild? Africa shows the more Christians and less Muslim the societies become, the better they do. Let's just take a look at Nigeria. Okay, we can go down the list here. 50% Nigeria, 20 to 30% first cousin marriage. Isn't that crazy? Now let's move right on down. You can see South Africa, Muslim 1.5%, very low on to negligible in the national prevalence of cousin fucking. Whew. You can look at the list. It's pretty comprehensive. We can continue to go, right? The bottom 20 least productive sub-Saharan African countries. Wouldn't you know it? They're all Muslim. 99% Muslim in Somalia. Whew, very high. 60% first cousins. Anybody ever hear a joke about Somalian IQ? Let's look over at Niger. 99% Muslim. 60% cousin marriage. First cousin marriage. Let's take a look at Muslims. Then we're taking a look at Malil. It's a 90% population. High cousin marriage. In other words, everywhere Islam goes, the IQ goes like this because they all are fucking their cousins. Not joking. Go over to the next slide, please. I want to show you. This is a famous case. These are called the rat people of Pakistan. It's a condition known as microphalics, I think.
Actually, let me get to that. You might want to add anything you have on your mind at this point.
Yeah, so this was basically his whole point. I mean, because the debate is what makes better societies. Well, obviously, IQ will make better societies. Duh. And so it's very obvious Daniel did not expect this at all, did not prepare for this at all. He's probably looking on ChatGPT right now as we speak to figure out answers, because when he starts going through his answers, it sounds like he just Googled ChatGPT, because he's looking like point number 1, this, point number 2. Like, you know, you get like a list from ChatGPT. That's what it really came across as. And like one of his points was like AI, you know, AI is going to level us out. I was like, you're an idiot.
So he was presenting stuff like this at this point to point out
really sad
results of inbreeding and all that. So
yeah,
that's what he was talking about.
I think I'm pronouncing that right. I have no idea. And it's caused by excessive inbreeding. When's the last time you went to a European country and saw that? You don't see it. Inbreed, yeah.
Somebody said London in the audience.
You don't see it. Inbreed, yeah. Now, hang on. Next slide, please. As we continue, let's just take a look here at the casual link between cousin humping and low IQ. Basically, there's increased homozygosity, I think that's how it's pronounced, for deleterious recessive genes, and it is the strongest causal link for why the IQs are so low. Genetic risk. Inbreeding raises the chances of inheriting 2 copies of harmful recessive genes. Brain development impact. Harmful genes can impair neurodevelopment, reducing cognitive potential. IQ reduction evidence. First cousin offspring lose 3 to 4 points on average, and closer inbreeding can cause larger deficits. They've been at it for 1,400 years. Whew. Higher prevalence equals greater risk. Populations with widespread cousin marriage show more individuals with lower cognitive performance. Generational compounding over successful generations. Harmful genes accumulate. One of the big Muslim copes you'll hear from Daniel tonight. Well, it's only 1.5% for genetic, problems for normal people who aren't having cousins. Well, that's true. He said it only doubles to 3%. That's very low. No, it compounds.
It only doubles.
First cousin, and then those kids hump their first cousin, and their kids are, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, down the line. Guess what happens to your IQ? Guess what? You'll never guess. Anybody got a guess? It goes down. The negative consequences of a low IQ. 80 IQ versus 100.
Look at Daniel. Look at Daniel.
The negative
He is
consequences of a low
nervous.
IQ.
Look at that.
80 IQ versus 100 IQ person. Income 50 to 70% lower. Welfare dependency 4 to 6 times higher. Literacy less than 10% at less than 85 IQ. Obesity up almost 2 times.
How in the world is my microphone suddenly higher?
Oh no, it's not. We hear you breathing a lot. That's what people.
Yeah,
are saying.
you probably have it on some auto setting where if you're breathing, it dials up.
Yep,
It dials the
that's
mic.
it. Yep, that's what we keep hearing. Your nose.
How about now?
noises. That's fine. Yeah, that's better.
All right.
Chronic
Hey,
disease
yo,
up to
Hey,
almost
yo,
2.
I'm gonna cut out and write my paper.
Write
Take
your
care.
freaking paper, man. What do you go do that? I want a copy. I told you.
Oh, you're definitely gonna want a copy after you see it tomorrow and
Oh, yeah.
realize how awesome it is.
Oh yeah,
All right.
definitely.
Catch y'all later. Have fun watching this. IP. You already
IP2.
reviewed this. AP's reviewing it now.
You
I
too.
think I think we have to review it again because I'm not going to see it right now. So we'll have to review it again and then maybe revisit it once per week for the next year until people see the problem with this. Yes, we want people to be low IQ. That's good for Islam, and it's the only
I
way.
prefer the low IQ societies. I prefer the low technology societies.
Why do you want to be smart? Just be retarded. Being retarded is better. What's wrong with you? We all have to be retarded. It's much better to be stupid.
Dude, direct quote in the debate. We want to take you back 200 years. Direct quote in the debate.
We want to take you back 200 years and
I-
take you
here's
down,
the
and
direct-
take you down 50 IQ points, and then everyone will be Muslim.
Like 109. Again, I prefer to turn the clock back 200 years. That's a direct quote.
Let's be retarded.
This is good stuff. Yeah, we need to clip all that stuff, and someone needs to make a many faces of Daniel Haqiqatjou from this debate theory because he's making some hilarious faces. He used to have like a smug grin while people are talking and saying things, and now he doesn't look.
You will see it when you
Oh,
review
anyway.
it. This is, I have never seen Daniel this angry. Later on in the debate, he starts shouting and getting really, really loud.
Huh.
He got really irritated, man.